I think anybody can become a writer. I don't think that writers are born. I think they're made. I mean, I certainly wasn't born as a writer. I mean, I didn't, you know, I don't think I had any more talent than anybody else. But the thing that I did was I was serious about it and spent a lot of time actually writing. And that's where things get difficult. You know, people want to write a book, but they don't really understand how much time it takes to write a book. You know, I work downstairs in the library here.
Every day.
And I look at all those books and people kind of go through them. And I always think, you know, they have no idea what that author had to go through, the amount of time they had to spend to do it. So I'm real open about writing and telling people what I know about writing and stuff. People say, aren't you afraid to give them your secret? I go, well, there's no silver bullet. There's no secret. I mean, if you're willing to spend the time it takes to be a writer, then it's likely you'll become one. I write 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and I never take a day off. You know what I mean? I just don't do it. It's kind of what I do now. I just wake up in the morning and the night before get ready to do this thing I do and hope for the best. I mean, I would probably be shocked at how much money I make an hour if I was to break down how much time I spend actually doing it. It's not, I'm sure it's well below minimum wage, you know, and it's really all I really like doing. I mean, I like writing books. I like figuring out the problems. It's similar to the animal business. You know, you show up at the zoo or in the field and basically you solve problems. And when you're writing a book, it's the same thing. You solve a problem. It gets, you know, frustrating, but that's part of being a writer. And, you know, kids say, well, do you believe in writer's block? And, you know, I go, well, kind of. I get blocked. And they go, well, what do you do? And I go, well, you need to understand, I get blocked every day, several times a day. And they go, what do you do? I go, I just show up. And I just work on it until somehow it fixes itself. Sometimes that takes a really, really long time. You know, writing isn't an act. It's a process. And I think that's true for all arts, whether you're making films, reality TV, whatever you're doing, painting, it's a process. It's not an act. And I think a lot of people that want to write books sort of think it's an act. You know, they get this thing and they'll type it out and it'll be great and they'll get rich and everybody will love them. But that's really not how it works. It's a process. You sit down. If I finish a book on Monday, say I send one off to the publisher, finally done. You know, I think it's done. And the next day, I start working on another book. And the interesting thing about it is, it's as if I've never written a book before. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's still a fresh process. I have no idea what I'm doing, even though I've written many, many books. You know what I mean? The fact that I've written those books really has nothing to do with the new book that I'm working on. It's a different thing for me. And I think that that's one of the things that makes me as a writer show up every day, because I don't know what's going to happen.